Hey. Put it in your mouth and let the meat slide down your throat hole.
Hello everyone, this is Shaunik from Server 186, and I'm doing a video about this Glory War that's coming up. This would be our first one. I'm trying to think. Let's check actually. So we started, I think, with about like 74 or so days. Maybe maybe it was 75 days, I don't remember. Anyway, we've been in season 2 for about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, I think. And now we're finally getting our first Glory War. So I think it's like the third week technically of the third Monday, maybe, of your season 2. Will be when you end up having your first Glory War. Now, let's go into the rules really quick here. So, the Glory War is a competitive event based on alliances where winning the war can loot the rival alliance's season points. At the end of the season, the strongest alliance will be determined. The event will unfold after a certain period into the season. So you want to win these because it will help your overall season points, and your season points will give you really good rewards at the end. So if you can, you want to win. Pre-war deployment phase is what we're kind of in now. This phase was when we could choose 3 sessions as a truce period. So that's up here right now. If you click on it, you can see we have different truce periods. I chose the earlier one because I didn't want to try to fight when I'm supposed to be starting work. Anyway, so you get your alliance puts in the truce time or whatever, or everybody, or the WaRz vote or whatever it is, and then from there, the way it works is, let's say the other alliance's truce time is right here or right here, then we'll definitely be playing here. But if the other alliance is checkmark here, then we'll play here. It kind of just selects like the earliest time, or if they select the same time as us, it will go here because it will go with the earliest time. So we just want not the earliest time of the day, basically. That's what our alliance is agreed upon. We can go to rewards since we're already in this page. You can see this is a personal contribution reward, and you get some universal exclusive equipment fragments. These are good and will help you upgrade your weapons, exclusive weapons. Also, you can get some food and troop speed ups. These rewards, I've heard time and time again on every video, every forum, whatever you want to watch, that the rewards aren't really worth how much troops you lose and all this other stuff. So Keep that in mind while we're going through this. All right. We'll flip through here really quick. So whenever the wars always fall on the next Tuesday. So think of it this way: Glory War, you're selecting the date right here. The target phase is on Monday, which is going to be the same time or same day as when there's vehicle modification day in your duel. So whenever you have that is when you're going to have this, and you're going to need to on Monday when it resets, the alliance leader or an R4 member must select an alliance as an opponent. Once selected, it can't be changed. Searching for other opponents costs alliance stones. From what I've heard that the R4s or R5 has to have about 5,000 diamonds or something like that. I don't see it in here where it says that, but I'm guessing it will be obvious when we go to actually pick it out. War Day and the battle phase. War Day occurs every Tuesday, so that's the following day. That's the day that in duel you'd be doing like construction. If a survivor and their opponent are in different states, the first teleportation via the go button will not consume any teleporter items. So you get it's kind of like a Buster Day free teleport to the other server. All right. Battles. Oh. This is the part I was talking about. Battles will occur during the earliest available combat session outside the truce period for both alliances. At least one empty tile adjacent to the alliance center or seasonal buildings is required to launch attacks. So you cannot launch an attack in the middle of a grouping to attack something. If the alliance center is surrounded by a bunch of seasonal buildings, then you can't just attack the alliance center. You have to get to those seasonal buildings. So it's like worming your way in, and I'll explain that in a second. All right. Glory points. Destroying opponent's alliance center grants 60 million glory points. It basically is a win from what I've heard. If you kill an alliance center, people abbreviate alliance center for AC. If you see people saying AC, that's what they're talking about. Or they're using AC as alliance chat. By the way, I guess there's two abbreviations. Anyway, destroying rival season building earns 60,000 glory points. Draining 100 durability of the alliance center grants 400, yada yada yada. Anyway, you can see there's all these different ways to get points, but most of them come from killing an alliance center. That's a way to win, pretty much. Destroying a rival's seasonal buildings, also a way to win if you can kill enough of them. All right, and then you get points for enemy kills and stuff. During the battle phase, if one side destroys the opponent's alliance center 1, that side immediately wins. So like if you have an alliance center 2 and 3 out and they kill that, they get 60 million points. If they destroy your alliance center 1, they immediately win. Note, I've heard and seen that people have accidentally deleted their alliance center 1, where they still have alliance center 2 and 3 up, and they messed up and basically lost the whole match just because they did that. So don't be an R4 or R5 that makes that mistake. You definitely want your Alliance Center 1 up, and if honestly, I would get rid of the other ones, but that's different tactics. Everybody does it a little bit different. If neither side's Alliance Center 1 has been completely destroyed by the end of the battle, the Alliance Center with the higher glory points wins. So if both sides can't kill an Alliance Center or an Alliance Center 1, then it will come down to how many buildings they killed. Keep that in mind. The victorious alliance will plunder 20% of the defeated alliance seasonal points. That's insane. It's a lot of points. And anyway, that's the rules. Basic rules. You know this game. It doesn't really give you full explanations. You just got to kind of figure it out and wing it. You can see that's the Alliance Center. There's seasonal buildings around it. And it goes through this. Oh yeah, your alliance could also be chosen. So like, you might be, you might go to try to really quickly, I guess, you go and try to really quickly lock in an opponent. But if somebody else locks you in first, that's why you have to be there right when it resets and start picking your opponent quickly. To do this right, you kind of have to know who's who in the servers around you, because otherwise it's not going to go well for you, potentially. Oh, all right. Now let's go here. Oh no, there's a dig right now. Well, sorry everybody for making you watch this, but I'm going to do a dig right now. And I'm going to go back to it though. So, we're going to go to our good old buddies, BSE. This is an Alliance Center 1, and they're setting up, trying to get ready for the Glory War. And I'll tell you, I'm going to switch it to landscape mode for this. I'm sorry if it's hard to see. Actually, I don't know if that's the best idea. It might make it way too hard to see. Alright, anyway. What I'm going to point out, they put their alliance center against the back of the map. So there's nothing over here that can attack. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can attack from that side. But you look, it's 19, 19, 20, 19, 15, 18, 20, 15. And then the weakest building next to their alliance center is right here. It's a 12. Right? So if I was an enemy, I would come at it that way. So let's zoom out a little bit and see what the path of least resistance is. It would be probably this, like 7, 3, 8, 7. And then from here, it would have to be the 11, the 7, the 9, the 12, and the alliance center. So that's how an enemy would probably attack this alliance center, because you can't just randomly attack in the middle. Now, you kind of can here. If you see, they left a node here. It's an enemy node, which is probably why they left it. Or maybe it's their node, I don't know. But somebody needs to get rid of that thing and put a building there. Because as long as that's there, as long as this is there, anything that's a gap, they can work their way to it. Or they can, and then they can start attacking anything around it. So anything around that, anything around that, anything around this, they can kind of cut a little bit, which you don't want them to be able to do that. For this, I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure they can use this to attack this and then path of least resistance. So I don't know if you caught that, but let me move this over. Because this spot became vacant right here, where the red dot is, now they can send tanks to this spot to attack this one, and then they can just go 999 all the way over. Or 59912. It's 4 different things they gotta kill, and they can get to your alliance center. So there are several different tactics. This is kind of one of them, but you want to, if you're gonna do the perfect circle around your alliance center, or you're gonna put it in the corner or whatever, or the map or the side wall of the map, it's a great tactic. It blocks off a big chunk of area where they can't get to. Makes it so they only have one area to come from. So all their tanks kind of get funneled past your HQs, which make it easier to TVT and block them from fighting. But anyway, yeah. So what you don't want any low level bases around the alliance center at all. Like that level 12 should be replaced with this like level 18. You know what I'm saying? Or this level 18. Like they need to swap some stuff around. And make it harder. Like the closer that you are to the alliance center, it should be harder buildings to kill. Anyway, there's also another tactic, and it's basically where you don't put any of these buildings. You delete all of them. The reason you would do this is you delete all of them, but if you delete all of them, you will lose your season 2 bonuses. So you want to make sure that everybody understands that, because those can be substantial. By season 2 bonuses, like what I'm talking about, I think. It's these guys right here. You got strategic barrack. What the freak? That's not what I was trying to do. Oh my goodness. Dates. So yeah, it gives me troop damage. Oh, here you go. So you can see at different levels what they give you power wise. It's pretty substantial. The one that gives you a lot of power, I noticed, is your military fortress. Yeah, it's like 1 million. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, point is, those can give you quite a substantial attack boost, and if you get rid of them for the war, then you won't have it, right? But the reason why people do that is because if you do that, people can not get points for killing these buildings. All these lower buildings, you just get rid of them. You get rid of your alliance center 2 and 3, put a 1 out, don't put any buildings around it at all, just reinforce it with your strongest people and treat it like a capital in SVS. Have people rotating in and out, and somebody managing who's inside, and always have a fresh tank outside and all that fun stuff. If you do that right, you can just I think they call it the Naked Alliance Center strategy or something like that. Anyways, that is one strategy. Then there's the perfect circle strategy where you just put all your best building or your highest level buildings right in a grouping around here. So you can see there's a grid. That's terrible. All right, anyway. Yeah, you can see there's a grid, and you just basically want to have your highest level everything around it, and you just keep highest level perfect circle all the way around. And then out on the outside would be your, I guess, your lower level ones. Maybe you would want to just do, I don't know, level 12s and higher or something like that, or level 15s and higher, depending on your alliance. That way it's too hard for them to break in, and you can reinforce whatever they're attacking, because you can reinforce these little guys. Like if you looked, I can reinforce that. Level 19. It can take 6 reinforcements. I think the Alliance Center can take 10. Yeah. So an R4, R5 would have to manage this, where when somebody's low on troops, you kick them out, and then you have other people reinforcing. All right, well, this is pre me ever being in a Glory War video, just so you know. But it's as much as I got right now. I've been trying to get different perspectives on it, and I think we have some tactics that we're gonna try out as far as our alliance go, and we'll let you know how it goes. All right, I'll try to do a little video of that as well if I have time. Have a good night, everyone, and peace out. Thanks for watching. Bye.